shop. He liked me. He was on my team. I said, Uncle Jim, I'd like to hire you and your cattle truck to haul crossarms to Eugene. What? He was a little bit, Jim was crusty. Yeah, Jim's worth his own video. But he agreed, bless his heart, and the racks were off of his truck, and he drove it up Susan Creek, and we loaded, I don't know, 16 or 20,000 pounds of crossarms, and we drove up to Eugene, and we unloaded them, and we sorted through every piece, and the head grader culled the ones they wouldn't accept and showed me which ones they would accept, and I kind of broke even on that load, but I learned what they wanted, and back we went. Well, my dad, when he learned that at age 23 I had bothered his older brother and burned up his day hauling to Eugene, he said, leave Jim alone. You can't be bothering Jim. You need a trailer. Well, I didn't have any money. And my dad wanted to help me, and my dad was pretty impulsive, and my dad found a trailer, used, 3 axles, mobile home axles, single tires, 20 feet, deck over, and he decided it was perfect. Apparently he didn't stop to check the condition of the brakes on those mobile home axles, but I hooked onto that, and it was heavy. I had a 3/4 ton Chevy pickup, 3/4 ton with a Barden bumper. That's just a factory bumper, not even a receiver hitch. And I thought, well, I better beef this bumper up a little bit if I'm going to haul crossarms. So I welded some plate where I did a little bit of cheesy welding on that, and I thought that ought to do it. And I hooked onto my trailer and checked the lights and drug it up Susan Creek. It's probably 30 miles east up into the Cascades. And Neil started putting units of crossarms on there until I told him, whoa. And I told him, whoa, because, man, the tongue weight was going to tear the bumper off. My 3/4 ton truck was squatted down. And I said, Neil, I'm sorry, but you got to move some of those units back a little bit. You sure, son? Yeah. So he scooted the front 2 units back. We put 4 units on there. And he moved it back until it didn't look like it was going to flatten the tires on my truck. And I tied them down and headed down the road, down the gravel road to the North Umpqua Highway, down the highway, and right away I learned that if I got over 35 miles an hour, the truck and trailer started doing this, right? We'll call it a fishtail, but it's worse than that. It's a siwash back and forth oscillation at the hitch between the heavy trailer with not enough tongue weight and the truck that only probably weighed, 5,000 or 6,000 pounds soaking wet. So I thought, well, we'll just drive 35 miles an hour, and down I went, and I fueled up, and I got on I-5 north with 16,000 pounds of lumber on that trailer, bumper hitch. And headed north, kind of over on the shoulder of I-5 with my emergency flashers on, bink, 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 35 miles an hour on an interstate freeway. And we made it 12 miles north to Sutherland, and there's a hill that then over the top of the hill goes down to Calapooya Creek, pretty good sized little creek. A river in some localities down at the bottom, and it's a long hill. And I'm coming down on the shoulder, easing along, no hurry. And I start getting up to that magic 35 mile an hour number, and the trailer starts doing this, and yeah. And I put my foot on the brake on my truck, and man, nothing happened. And I'm picking up a little more speed, and the yaw started getting worse. And so I reached down to the brake controller, newly installed, and I pushed the little thumb slide over clear to the right, and absolutely nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I mashed the brake pedal down, and nothing happened then either. And now I'm getting up to where it's the zigzag, the fishtail is just about out of control. And I'm about 2/3 of the way down the hill. And in my 23-year-old brilliance, I think, well, maybe if I stomp down on that accelerator, I can pull out in front of that and straighten this problem out and get to the bottom of the hill and up the other side and be fine. I thought, yeah, I'll be fine. So I stomped down on the accelerator, I-5, 2 lanes north, 2 lanes south, and right away, I was up to about 60 or 65 miles an hour, and that trailer would swing the butt end of my truck over left, all 4 tires on the truck smoking and squealing. And then it would go the other way and swing the butt end of my truck the other way, all 4 tires smoking and squealing. And I could spin that wheel with absolutely no resistance at all and back and forth.